Welcome to episode 399 of In Touch with iOS, the podcast that keeps you connected even with the ever-changing Apple ecosystem. I'm your host, Dave Ginsburg. Each week, we break down the latest news, updates, tips, and hidden features across iPhone, iPad, Apple Watch, Mac, Vision Pro, and Apple TV with all the insights from friends, experts, and the Apple community. Because here we read the release notes so you don't have to. So let's see who's here this week. We have a special guest. I'm so excited she's here. Katie Fawkes, I'm so glad you're here. She's from Ecamm. Great to have you. How you doing?
Oh my gosh, I'm fantastic. I am definitely the dumbest Apple person in the room. I'm excited to learn and geek out with all of you, but I'll just be taking notes. Yeah. I have nothing to contribute from that.
Oh, you're going to contribute. We'll make sure you help us. So it's so exciting to have you. Also here is Jill McKinley. How you doing, Jill?
Oh, I'm doing great. It's a great week and it's cold and snowy, and so I love it.
Good. Good. I'm glad you're here. It is cold. It's going to get even colder. Marty Jencius, he's here. Yeah. How you doing, Marty?
Good. I gave my last final exam today, just before I came home. So the semester is officially over, and I am on permanent nap duty from now on.
There's nothing wrong with that. So I'm glad you're here. Also here is Eric Bolden. How you doing, Eric?
Doing great. Here with my Blue Jays today.
Yes, you got your Blue Jays, and the one flying up. You are just the amazing photographer, Eric. I always look forward to your pictures every week.
Always something new.
So, yes, happy you're here. Last but certainly not least is Mr. Jeff Gamet. How you doing, Jeff?
Mr. Dave Ginsburg. I'm doing well, and I'm really happy to be here. It's always great to hang out with you.
Yes. So we got some great stuff to talk about this week. Stay warm, cozy up here, and get into the fun, exciting things to do here this week. But because we have a brand new guest, it's always tradition here on In Touch with iOS that we always bring her on. He or she, but she this time, Katie is here. And we want to find out a little bit more about you and what makes you tick with Apple products and devices. And we're going to talk Ecamm as well.
You're not going to make her do
Katie.
The song? Katie,
we're going to sing the song here. Yeah.
Wow, you picked the wrong guest for tonight.
Yeah. So, tell us a little about yourself, so the audience knows who you are and what your Apple devices are that you have here.
Oh my gosh. Well, if you haven't yet met me, hi, I'm Katie Fawkes, and I am the director of marketing at Ecamm. I am also a podcaster, a fan of 90s movies, a crocheter, a mom, someone who lives in a 1700s farmhouse, and a proud New Englander. What am I rocking as far as Apple devices? I am on a 2021 MacBook Pro M1 series laptop.
Nothing wrong with that.
I know. And you know what? I am such a bad Apple person. I'm like, what phone do I have? I think I'm one generation old on iPhone. And I have a very old iPad next to me because my kids are always stealing the newer ones. So I think I'm like probably 4 or 5 years back. And then I have an older Apple Watch as well. But all Apple stuff. But I tend to do things a little bit older and try to see how long I can make things work for. I'm not the person that goes out and buys all the brand new tech all the time.
Do you do Apple TV at all?
I don't do Apple TV.
Okay. That's okay.
Well, it's been great having you on the show.
Yeah.
Come back again, please.
I know. I'm here to learn. I'm here to learn from all of you guys.
I didn't ask Vision Pros. I know you don't have one of those.
I don't have one of those. I don't have a Vision Pro.
Yeah. So, but it's great that you're here. We met at MacStock this past year. It was great to meet you and Doc. First time for me and Doc, and I've known him for years and been on many shows, but I got to meet him in person finally. And you as well. You were very gracious with your time, and I think we got a sneak peek. We might be hearing that you might be joining us again next year, but that's got to be TBD. TBD. But I've been sitting on Ecamm for quite a while here. I know what I was doing wrong. Why am I doing this? I've been paying for this and I want to be using this. And now all of a sudden, finally, I'm doing it, and I am so ecstatic at how this has turned out. It took me a little time to do things the way it should be. But tell everybody a little bit about Ecamm, what it does, and what is your role at Ecamm?
Absolutely. So Ecamm is a live streaming, multi-streaming, and video production software for the Mac. And so it really takes all of the power and the simplicity and the creativity that you have in your Mac and allows you to create all kinds of things in the world of video. So everything from, live stream broadcasts to video recordings in vertical or wide, all the way up to 4K. And it lets you do a lot of really cool things in video and virtual presentations. So right now we're all using Ecamm, but we're also using Ecamm for Zoom. So there's a full Zoom integration built into the software, which lets us do the magic, or which lets Dave do the magic of pulling everyone in through a Zoom meeting. And he can do really cool things like feature the comments on screen and has full kind of creative control over what he's doing and building and showing, which really it is such a cool, I feel like we're in such a cool time right now because
we are.
Everyone can be a broadcaster and all of the traditional media is now moving more into this virtual space, into the YouTube space. But all of us who have been doing this for a while now are also have the same ability and the same tools. And it's all now becoming a fairly low price point and a fairly easy stepping stone to be able to get into this space and to be able to create just about anything you can think of. So Ecamm is at the center of all of it, and ideally it is the tool that most of you are using to make things really, really easy, especially if you're a Mac person.
Yeah. Well, but that's what's great. That's why we love Ecamm, because we are all Mac people here. We're all Apple people here.
No reason if you're not an Apple person.
If you're on a Windows, forget it. Forget it. No. So, but it's been great so far, and I'm super stoked to continue to explore even further and get me out out on YouTube even further. So it's going to be a great time here. But I appreciate you being here. Feel free to jump in anytime. I'm going to call on you when you get your opinions on things. That's how this show rolls, and you can add whatever you want here. So let's go ahead and move on to our topics this week. We start off with In Touch with the Vision Pro this week. Wasn't too much exciting stuff. Here's Vision OS 26.2 RC is still out. They haven't released anything yet. I thought it might get released this week. We'll talk about the other betas just a bit here, but they did announce the apps of the year, and the couple of apps here was the Explore POV. Which is a really awesome app that allows you to be able to explore all kinds of immersive and videos and all that stuff. Eric, I know Eric and Marty we've all been using this, all three of us. Were you not surprised that they did this as an app of the year, Eric?
Yeah, they've done a nice job. There's a lot of content out there. And it's easy to get it, easy to see a bunch of different examples. They've got a way to continue funding production of new videos. So I think it will be an ongoing project. The interface works pretty well. The only thing I would suggest to people is it will oftentimes get you to a point where you can just quickly start streaming. And most of the time you actually want to download the video first and then watch it. Because that's the only way to get the higher resolution version of the video, and the experience is much better.
How about you, Marty? You've been using this app quite a bit, right?
Yeah, I have. And, there is a monthly fee for it if you want to get all the videos available to all the videos. The selections for these apps were done by designers. And so you want to look, I think what they're rewarding here is, I don't know if it's my favorite app of the year or my favorite app, but they're looking at how this whole thing was put together and how the interface works. And that's where it kind of rose to the top compared to the other ones. So interesting. All sorts of interesting videos, I guess, gives you an opportunity to explore the world using spatial photography or spatial video. You get to go places that you normally wouldn't get to go. So kind of cool.
Yeah. Katie, did you ever get opportunities to test out Vision Pro? I don't know if you did it while you were with us at MacStock or if you've done it at other places.
I definitely have in the office. So our co-founders each have one, and we've done a little bit of playing around, but only at like a very sort of high level, silly dinosaurs chasing me kind of experience. Not anything worthwhile. But it is a really fun, like it is an interesting piece of tech, and I know a lot of the creators that we work with in the Ecamm fam are really loving getting to use it, even just for being able to watch movies, for that kind of a full, three-dimensional experience, which I think is really neat. I might get there one of these days. It feels like it would be, to me, it has always come across as just being a little bit heavy and a little bit bulky.
Yeah. I think that we've heard that quite a bit. The dual knit band we've talked about a number of times here on the show. That's on the new ones. You probably haven't tried that yet because that just came out not too long ago. Makes a huge difference because you're right, because it just had the back strap and it didn't really. You started feeling the heavy weight on it. But when we've tried other third party ones and we've had them, but this Apple did a great thing by creating this, and Eric can attest to it when he got it right away for his, because you could buy it as an extra accessory, $100 unfortunately, but it was worth it. But Eric can definitely tell you what did you think? What do you think of that the strap?
It was awesome. It's nice. The single strap, there's a dial that lets you tighten.
Recording in progress.
In the dual configuration, the dial, you just pull it out a little bit and rotate it to get the second strap, but it's the same interface, just a gentle click. Yeah. So very fine tuned. I guess I kind of think of it as pulling on a comfortable stocking cap. So you can use it fairly loose. You can pull it on, take it off, put it back, get it positioned kind of where it was before. And that doesn't always work with other strap configurations. So yeah, they did a nice job.
Yeah. So
Eric got a better deal on his strap than I did. I paid $3,500 for mine.
Yeah, but it came with
the M5.
Pro.
It came with a free Vision Pro.
M5, M2. He's the only one that upgraded. We stood hard and only stay with our M2s, so we're good. And I'm happy with it. I'm just not ready just yet to upgrade. That's a whole nother story. But so let's talk a little bit about the game of the year. It was Porta Newbie, and that was a kind of a cool game. I know I kind of struggled with it. Marty, you played it quite a bit. Were you surprised this was was picked as the game of the year?
Not at all, because it takes in the spatiality of if that's a word, of the device, and it's really quite cool in terms of now there is, and I think this is where Dave got caught up and I got caught up too. There's a training video that you kind of have to watch and learn all the different positionings that you can. And I think the mistake they made with it was they put so much into that initial video that by the time you get into actually doing the gaming, you've forgotten half of it. And it would have been better if they tiered the training with here's 5 things that you can do. Now we'll give you a couple of videos to do them with. Now here's 5 more things that you can do. But all of it is in that initial training video, and I could see where it would scare people off. Again, this is about design. It's about using the environment and really trying to create a 3D experience in the gaming, not just a 2D screen where you're not experiencing the dimensionality that you can with this device.
Okay. Eric, did you like this game? You played it.
Yeah. I keep getting stuck. I'll be in a spot where I can't quite go beyond, but I did like the way they did the controls. This is the first game that I remember where they start using your thumb and middle finger and multiple hands together, so that you're not trying to do something weird like your thumb and pointer and then have some other control pop up. It differentiates better. And I'm starting to see that in other games as well. And that has worked out a whole lot better for controls. So, yeah, hands down, nice control overview. Like Marty said, by the time you get to the end of it, then I forgot a lot. But I liked the controls I was able to remember.
Okay, well, that's good. So, are you a gamer? Katie, do you play games?
I am a gamer from the 90s. I'm really great at
the
side
90s,
scroller,
right.
Mario. I am terrible
I
at anything beyond that.
my VHS copy of. I still have VHS tape sitting downstairs somewhere, and I still have a VCR. I still have that VCR sitting in my closet that I haven't probably touched in 10 years.
Same, only I use mine. So.
Well, you have to.
Yeah,
it's a show.
Exactly. Yeah, no, I'm terrible at anything that's newer unless it's like a very simple. I'm the person that, like, when the zombies are attacking, I can't like turn my body around. I'm just getting like eaten by them. That's the level of ability that I have. Side scrollers, though, I can play Mario endlessly, and I'm very, very good at it. But
yeah. So, anybody have any other things they want to add to this? All right. So next thing we'll talk about was another immersive video. I can't get enough immersive videos in Vision Pro. It's so exciting to have. So they came out with this was a skiing immersive video. It was the World of Red Bull in an immersive video, and it was scary. I'm showing it on the screen here. That's what these guys were doing, and they had camera crews out there on the slopes. This was in British Columbia. And it was just absolutely crazy. I could not believe some of the things they were doing here. And this is backcountry skiing, and they were going in between mountains. I couldn't even believe. You had snow coming up at you. They had to actually have a helicopter drop them up at the top of the mountain to get you to that place. And I thought this was just an incredible video. It was about 18 minutes, Marty, Eric. I think it was.
I think 11.
So it was 11 minutes. Yeah, it was too short. But, I mean, that was a lot to do with these guys. So what was your initial thoughts, Marty, on this?
Yeah, well, I've been waiting to say this all day. I got wet just watching this video.
Oh, my God.
And you dirty-minded people, that's not what I was thinking when I said
know
that.
The way
as Dave said,
you did just change the demographic for the show.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're going to have to put that little
explicit
check
tag up
in YouTube. Yeah. No, I think this is one of the best ones yet. It keeps watching. It's like, now I want to go back and watch these other ones that have come out in the series. I want to get back to orangutan. I want to get back to some of the other things that are in it. But this, you get splashed with snow. It's just a wild experience. One of the best. I don't know how you could recreate this in a 2D version for the rest of the folks to be able to watch.
Yeah, it was pretty phenomenal. Eric, you same thoughts? You think it was?
The filming on it was excellent. The audio was really good. The sense of actually being there, they captured that pretty well. That it was shot with scenes that went long enough; it didn't throw you out of the scene. I think there was one scene where you were a little bit too close to the edges of the camera, and you could kind of notice it, but I don't think they could film it any other way. That the kind of seeing the bits of snow floating through the air after the skis go by. Yeah, Marty's right. You could feel the all of that snow hit your face, and just be waiting for the cold to hit.
Yeah.
But it was really well done. I liked it. They gave you enough time to get a sense of place as you were watching things, that and they didn't cut away so fast that you kind of lost where you were, and they didn't make you sick. The everything was adjusted correctly.
I kind of jumped a little, especially when the snow came at me, and then them landing on the top of of that cone of snow, and all of a sudden it just like a mini avalanche happened with snow. It was just crazy.
Well,
but
nervous and heart attack, yes, but I didn't get motion sick.
Yeah, difference between motion sickness and being a fraidy cat.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a very fine line.
Yeah.
But, this is the kind of thing that so I have the Oculus, which is, obviously not as high as resolution. But someone said to me, oh, you play your cute little games on this. And I'm like, I'm not playing games. I am seeing the world. I am having experiences, that I would never do in my own life. And that's a thing that I think will make the Apple Vision Pro succeed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's really cool.
All right. There's a good point. Definitely. Thanks. All right. And then there's also a link in the show notes for this Leg of Steel crew. I'm just going to, you just go out on there. It's on Facebook. These were the actual guys that did the skiing, and they were shocked to see the video for the shoot for the first time. It shows a little bit behind the scenes. You can kind of see where the cameras are and where they're sitting on the slopes of filming this, because I was like, how are they filming this stuff? Are they using drones? Or they got to be, especially some of the views were, were like they were on the slope. So yeah, it's pretty incredible. So check it out, and I hope we're hoping for more immersive videos. We all three of us are all itching for more every day. We want more. And more. Let's go ahead and move on to beta this week. We cover beta each week here, and Apple did release they have a second seed of the release candidate, iOS 26.2, that was released to the developers and public beta, also as well as watchOS, the tvOS, visionOS, which you talked about, and watchOS, and all of them. They're all released here. So I guess there must have been a bit of a bug. I don't know, because this is kind of unusual to see Apple do this and have a second release candidate that I haven't seen all the years I've been covering this. It was kind of different to see why this is happening. Marty and you and Eric, are you running beta, Marty? Eric,
Yeah.
or are you? I know Marty, you are, but
yeah, just on the Vision Pro.
You moved to Vision Pro at the end, like we talked. Okay, Marty, have you seen anything with the 26.2 on the iPhone?
No, I thought I did it once, and then the next day I had to do it again. So I don't.
Yeah.
I was like, what's going on here? Of course, that happened, I think, with the last transition for me. So I kind of said, oh yeah, the guys explained it to me that I'm doing this and it should be doing that. So I didn't see it as a reissue, but apparently it was a reissue.
Jeff, did you do anything on your iPad? Anything different did you see?
I'm not noticing anything different with RC2. It's working. But as far as multiple release candidates rolling out, Apple has done that before. It's just not.
No, I had them. Yeah. It's not the norm, right? I meant to say that. So yeah, and then it's there's going to be a lot of new features that are in iOS 26.2. We'll cover them. I've got a link in here in the show notes of some of the items. What we to be expected. There are about few things here. We'll go through them at once it's released, but we do have a link in the show notes so you can take a look at that. So, so that was the beta, and we've also got. One thing I wanted to mention real quick, we talked about the awards for Vision Pro for the Apple Award winners. They also announced the Apple Award winners for all the other platforms, which would be iPhone App of the Year, and there was for the iPad OS App of the Year, and there was all kinds of releases to this. So let me pull this up here. I was just a little slow. I'm getting catchy here. So let me pull this up on the screen here. So here it is. This is the Apple did unveil them this year. This was just released a couple days ago, last week here. So here are some of them. I'm not going to go through all of them. The iPhone App of the Year was Timo. This was and then also Detail was the iPad App of the Year, and then we had Essay List was the Mac App of the Year, and then we talked about the Vision Pro, and as well as the watchOS was the Strava. So there's a number of them, and then we talked about the fact that HBO Max was in the top 3, and it actually became the App of the Year. So okay, HBO Max, okay. So there's games and such too. Did anything notable to you guys that you saw with these apps that stood out to you, Jeff?
Actually, what stood out to me was HBO Max getting App of the Year. And okay, so I can make all the jokes about it, but The big
It is
takeaway
good.
is that if HBO Max was the app of the year for Apple TV, that tells you how low the bar is.
Anything's
and maybe
possible.
we need to get some more developers on board writing some interesting content for Apple TV.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was my thought too. Like, really?
Yeah. Anybody else have any thoughts about the apps?
I tried the two productivity apps, the Timo and Scheduled, which was a runner-up in that category. I'm rapidly ADHD, and I'm always looking for a good to-do calendar thing that will remind me of that. And I liked the Scheduled app, which is the one that didn't work, primarily because they gave me a time to use the app without asking me for money. So I guess that's probably why I used it more than the other one. But they both look really good, and I thought it's nice that we're starting to get apps that work for different brains, I guess, and so that made me happy. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. All right. You try any of these apps, Katie?
I have not. I've tried HBO Max, so
Well, I figured you did that at least. I
Okay,
mean, it wasn't
try
on a
that too.
VHS tape, but
yeah, no, I have tried a bunch of different productivity and like scheduling apps this year, but I haven't tried the two that Jill just mentioned or the one that won.
yeah.
All right, Katie, I have a question for you then. Don't worry, Dave. I'm just derailing the show.
No, do
Go
it.
for it.
Because you're totally now jumping into the middle of something that I'm very interested in and follow very closely. What is your current productivity app of choice?
Oh my gosh.
It can't be multiples. That's okay.
a great question. So I was, this is like an anti-answer to your question. The team and I just finished trying out Sunsama, which I thought would be like my absolute favorite. And I loved that one, but I couldn't get everyone else on my team to actually use at the same level. So it didn't work for what I wanted. So I was hopeful that would be my choice, and I really enjoyed it personally, but that one didn't fully do it for me. Yeah, that's probably the closest. I have yet to find one that accomplishes everything that I want to personally and syncs in with the people I'm working with.
Mm-hmm. I can appreciate that problem.
I mean, I will say, and they are fine with me saying this, but I also work with a whole bunch of ADHD brains across the board of various levels, including my own. So it is a challenge. It's not an easy task for an app to take on.
Yeah. So, okay. So let's talk a little bit about In Touch with Mac this week. There wasn't too much. Mac OS Tahoe released the release candidate 2 as well. So it's on 26.2. Did it fix any of your problems yet, Jeff? Because you haven't installed it yet, but you still have problems, right?
I have not installed it yet. I was really, really hoping this was going to be the public release week, and no. But man, I'm really hoping that 26.2 is the release where I can finally start saying, yeah, if you want to try out macOS Big Lake, I think it's safe to install it now.
Okay,
but
that's
we're not
good.
there yet.
Anybody else that's got beta running on their Macs? Anything noticeable that you saw?
I am on beta on my MacBook Air, and I didn't notice anything, but I'm having a weird Safari issue where I was having playback, anything that streams at you. So think about TweetDeck or YouTube, and it's constantly updating itself, that sometimes it would stall. And it seemed to have gotten better, or either that or it made me reboot and it got better. I have not decided which it is, but somehow it got a little bit better.
Yeah. So, I would not. We always recommend do not install betas on your production products. I always say that all the time, and you should not. For sure. So let's go ahead and move on here. I wanted to talk a little bit about this. This was interesting. I caught this week. It's called Sonnet. It's a rack Mac Mini. You can rack up to 3 Mac Minis into a single enclosure. So you could have a server farm, but it's in a rack here, and it is a pretty cool thing here. And this is it here. And so basically, what you could do is that in Mac OS 26.2, which is going to be coming out, as we talked about, Apple is introducing a new high-low latency feature that lets you cluster several Macs together using Thunderbolt 5 at 80 gigabits a second, which is insanely fast. And among those potential use cases, this feature may prove to handle for AI developers and researchers looking to run massive local models by pooling these 3 machines together. So this is what the inspiration was with this rack Mac Mini. It's mounting up to 3. I can be tongue tied there. And here's a number of the key features. There's actually a video showing it here in this article I'm referencing here. So it even has ways to install it with rubber undergrommets and all kinds of great stuff here. So I thought this was kind of cool. I don't know if this is anything I would do. Jeff, would you do something like this?
That's a rhetorical question, right? Of course I would.
Is.
And I mean, something like this, it's actually super cool, super useful. And I think that this is a product where the company, they're saying, okay, here's the thing we can do, and this will be really useful for a subset of the market. But I think they're also looking ahead, and they're picking up the same thing that I'm picking up that I think Apple is throwing down, which is that there won't ever be a refresh to the Mac Pro, and
Right.
And the new Mac Pro will be ganged up Mac Studios and Mac Minis.
Okay.
I had to tell
Marty?
you, I had a thought about it.
Jill.
Is
Yeah,
I have
please.
3 monitors, and I'm thinking about Mac Minis all wrong. Instead of Mac Mini 3 monitors, what if Mac Mini monitor? I'm like, I could have I got Ecamm over here. I got Final Cut Pro over there.
You are
like,
truly a geek, Jill.
This is genius.
I love it.
No, it's awesome. And
I love it.
you could buy 3 Mac Minis
Good.
for, you don't
The
have
price
to
of one
buy a
Mac
brand new
Pro.
MacBook
Yeah.
Pro. Just
Yeah.
get 3 Mac Minis and you can do more.
Yeah, the accessibility of them is incredible. It's we were talking earlier about like the fact that Ecamm is Mac only. The amount of people that have switched over to Mac to use Ecamm specifically because of the price point of the Mac Mini is staggering. Like
Yeah.
there is a whole new generation of people that are now in the Mac world because of the Mac Mini and because of how kind of accessible and available and affordable it is for everyone. So I think it's neat, and it is. I mean, Doc is famous for like literally wrapping it up and tossing it in a bag and bringing it with it. Like it is actually
I
as
saw him in
portable,
person doing that.
quote
We all
unquote, as
did.
portable as a laptop, but it does live up to its name. It is small enough that you can actually bring it with you so it's laptop adjacent. it's portable enough.
I've been using my M1 MacBook Pro at 2021, I think it is. It's a 16-inch MacBook.
You and I are teammates.
So it's but only 16 gigs of RAM, and it's long in the tooth. I'm ready to upgrade. I was going to probably go with an M5. Still thinking about it, but I had already bought Mac Minis last year when they came out, and in fact, you have to go watch the episode on the Mac Show when I was actually at the Apple Store and I did a live purchase. But I'm using it now. Because my MacBook Pro was giving me a little bit of trouble, and so I switched to I have an M4 Pro with 24 gigs of RAM and 512 of storage, and it's been working pretty great. And it's working great with Ecamm, so been pretty happy with it. Marty, do you have anything to add about this?
Yeah, I'm 2 Mac Minis short of a full rack.
Okay, so you need one more.
The potential's there.
Yeah.
I think I have a show title too.
Yeah, I have. I've got a Mac Mini. I'm using the Studio, and the Studio is pretty much running everything that I have, and the Mac Mini is kind of sitting in a drawer. And I think it's an M4. It's sitting in a drawer waiting to find a purpose. and besides giving it to my son, but finding a purpose here at home. So I've thought about hooking it up as a side machine because I've got 4 monitors and a huge television set. So thinking of throwing that.
34-inch curved right here in front of me, baby. So I'm pretty happy with it. And a 27-inch right to my left here.
Are we going to pull our belts off and measure them too?
Yeah. No. Easy. All right. Kind of a little sidetrack thing here. If I threw in with the Mac Mini this week, I thought some cool things, and everybody's going to kind of laugh, but I want to do it anyway because it's kind of cool. 2 things I've purchased, and I know the first one is everybody's going to chuckle, is the Apple polishing cloth. Remember when they released that? This cloth is $19. Here it is here, and it does a good job. It is actually very good, and it keeps things clean. So it's I just wish they would have the one for the Vision Pro, because you can't buy that Vision Pro cloth separately, which is so irritating. So $19. It's got a link in the show notes. Check it out. I think it's something that's very cool to have. And not everybody's going to be too overly excited about it. I know you have one.
Nobody makes fun of my Apple polishing cloth. Let me tell you why. Because you'll find out it has got the best texture for cleaning fingerprints off of the laptop screens. Whereas you sit there and rub like crazy with a microfiber and all you get is this blur across your screen. This really pulls it up nicely. So I use it dry. You're supposed to use it dry, and it works really well for fingerprints and other sorts of smudges on your screen. It was originally put out, I think, for the monitor. For the Apple monitor, and that's when I got Apple my first one. Yeah. I picked up a few of them when they dropped some weird sale for like $9 a piece, because I had thought they were great. So
if you had to give up on the Apple purse, the Apple strap, or the Apple cloth, which of those accessories would you give up?
Or the Apple pouch that sold out.
The purse would go.
The purse would go. Okay.
Yeah. Or the iPod socks.
Yeah.
iPod socks. Never take the iPod socks away.
Yeah. Anybody else want to add anything to that? I will also show you one other thing that I just purchased because I knew about it, because I remember seeing the Apple Store using this product. It's Whoosh. That's what they call it. Whoosh.
Oh, we have this in the office, yeah.
Yeah, I figured a lot of people do. This stuff is amazing. I mean, I just got this. Even though it says TV screen cleaner, it's a screen cleaner. It works amazingly.
Well, it is the same kind of screen.
Yeah, basically, exactly. So I don't know why they even have it. It's just a screen cleaner. But anyway, it comes with the polishing cloth or the cloth to clean it, as well as it's a nice big size bottle, and you can get refills for it and stuff. And this stuff is super. Is just an absolutely great product. So got a link in the show notes for that as well. So 2 things there that you can check out. Links are right there that you can check those out. So
perfect choices.
All right.
+1 for me. I use that all the time.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I bought some other stuff, because you'll start to get to know me, Katie. I'm crazy. I buy, just like Marty, we buy way too much stuff. Way too much stuff.
It's the time of year for it. It's all on sale.
No, it's not. It doesn't. It's the holiday is not the excuse. It just happens all the time. It's like Christmas every day.
The holiday gives you permission to just be like, well, it's the holidays. It's fine.
Yeah. And I'm as bad as I get teased all the time that the fact that anytime somebody brings something up, I say, oh, you know what? I have this too. And then just bring it up. So I always have it on my fingertips.
We're not teasing you. We're just calling out fact.
Yeah.
Dave have literally everything within arm's reach.
Oh,
I do.
Well, that's a skill. So, that's very MacGyver.
It is a skill. It is. So, on the next thing we're going to do is move on to some topics for this week. First topic is, I am shocked about this, honestly. This is Google and Apple are partnering on better Android iPhone switching. The latest Android Canary build is available this week, and it features work by Apple and Google to make switching between an Android and an iPhone devices easier. It's a joint collaboration between the two companies, if I ever said that in a sentence, that aims to make the transferring between the Android and iOS easier. The Google and Apple tells this is 9 to 5 Google tells that it's going to be available during the setup process. This works by this is going live with their beta build, so I wouldn't try to touch it until it comes out. I'm no way I'm putting the beta. Of course, Katie, I have a Pixel 10.
Thank goodness.
And yeah, just because I have to. But it's not clear if it's going to be in the final version or not. But I think this is something that's pretty interesting. I'm going to start with Jeff. What do you think about this?
I'm not surprised by this at all. And maybe I've just been in this new space too long. But when I look at this, I don't see an altruistic move on the parts of these companies. They're not cooperating because they're thinking, what would be really great? It's if we work together because we're friends. And let's make it easy for people to migrate between our smartphones. No, this is a move on both companies' parts so that they can avoid legislation and regulation. That's what this comes down to.
I would agree with that comment. I think that is the case. Because they're starting to do it more and more. We talked about it on a couple episodes ago about the fact that now you can AirDrop from an Android Pixel 10 to an iPhone and vice versa. You weren't able to do that before ever.
Yeah, and Apple didn't stop it once.
And they haven't stopped it once they found the developer found a way to work around doing that, and it works perfectly. I've tried it, and I was like, wow, this is pretty incredible. So, Barney, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, well, I recently got a Pixel 10. I got a Pixel 10 because I got bored and didn't want to learn anything new on any of the stuff that I should learn new on, and got a Pixel 10. And when I set it up, one of the first things it asked me is like, would you like to have the apps that you have on any other phone show up on this? And so I paired it, in a sense, with my iPhone, and it identified apps that I was using on the iPhone that would also be available on Android, and it moved or copied those over. In a sense, I had to set the apps up and all of that, but that kind of movement I'd never seen before in setting up an really Android phone before. Yeah,
was this an app that does this, or
it was part of the setup when I was
setup process? Oh,
yeah, it was like would you like to pull your apps over from another phone? And I don't know how I got to that point where it knew it was I was going to do it with my iPhone. I figured, what the hell? And sure enough, it pulled over things like Todoist, which is a to-do list like Things 3, but it's cross-platform. And it found those kind of apps that were available cross-platform and offered to set them up for me. So, or at least download them. It's part of the cold setup.
Now, Katie, have you ever had an Android before, or you've always had an iPhone?
So I've only ever had an iPhone, but I am in a household divided. So this actually would be wonderful because I feel like I spend the vast majority, like my whole working life, and then all of my stuff is all Apple. And then my husband is like ride or die Google, like he's Google phone, Google plan, Google everything. And then we have like Alexas everywhere. So it's just nothing just works the way that would if we could just get rid of all the other stuff. Yeah, exactly. I just would love to just get rid of all the other stuff. So if they're going to play together, even if it's to try to take over the world, I'm okay with it for a while. I'll ride that boat off the cliff with everyone else.
Eric, Jill, you have any thoughts on this?
I'm just glad to see it working as well as it is apparently working, even if the reason is to not get hit with you're acting like a monopoly or whatever the reasoning is. I'm willing to take that.
Yeah,
I kind of thought of it as compared to like lawsuits and regulation. I was thinking that these are two mature companies that are confident in their abilities to produce devices and saying, fine, we'll have this battle on the votes of purchasers. We're not, because like I worked for a software company and they were talking about stickiness. This is so hard to leave our software. You'll never go to another company because you are stuck with us. And that's not what they're doing. They're saying, fine, we will compete with the best devices. And I thought it's great.
It's awesome. All right. Let's talk about iPhone, or actually smartphones, phone of the year. We all watch, I think most of us here, if not all of us, watch Marcus Brownlee, MKBHD. He's got 20 million YouTube subscribers, so he must be okay and knows his stuff. He does. So I always enjoy watching this video every year because he has every single phone that, of course, all of these people gave to him. And he, I mean, honestly, but he ranks all the phones for the best of the year here. And there's an article about this. You can go watch the video. But I wanted to just call out what he did. He actually said that the phone of the year is iPhone 17, which I thought was pretty incredible that that's the case. And then the best design award went to the iPhone Air. Would you agree with that statement, being that you also own an iPhone Air there, Marty?
Yeah. People are now saying the iPhone Air is dead and blah, blah, blah. And, as I've always attested, it's half of a foldable iPhone. So I got the first half in. I love it. It's where I carry and what I do. I'm not a big photographer like Eric. So yeah, the Air I think is the best design.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. And then it also said the most improved was the iPhone 17, but then the best one is the biggest bust of the year, the 16E. Which, of course, I have one of those too. Ooh, there you go. 16E.
I was going to say, show us.
So cool stuff. And you look at his table, it blows my mind. And he talked about other stuff. I'm not going to get into that. Just watch the video. He does some great, absolutely amazing stuff. I really, really enjoy watching his stuff, and very much an influencer in the tech world. So, yeah, I thought that was interesting to see. Anybody else, any comments? Are you surprised that he picked the iPhone 17?
I think YouTubers. Yeah. Go ahead, Jill. I'm sorry.
When I saw it, I was like, I don't know what that is. What is this that said this? And so I looked it up and I'm like, oh yeah, I saw that guy once. So
I know him, sort of.
I think YouTubers, now this is going to upset Katie. I think YouTubers should take a vow of poverty like priests.
Buy your stuff, right?
Just so they are kept honest, as we know priests are. I think yeah, he's got 2 million users and quite a bit of income off of it, and he doesn't do it for love anymore. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, it is a little bit hard to believe some of them, especially ones that have millions and millions of followers. They are a little bit biased for sure.
Yeah. So, all right, let's talk a little bit about the iPhone or the Shortcuts app. Apple did add the 25 plus new actions. I'm not going to go through every single one of them here is listed here, but there's some pretty cool things that have been added in here, and including find message, launch measure, which is great because you can use the measure tool. In fact, that was kind of funny to mention that because I've been it's hard to demo it because I have been having to. That's why we changed our day here. I forgot to even mention that we're on a Wednesday here instead of a Thursday. That I'm doing an iPhone open office hours for work here, so we're going to be. I've been showing people the measure tool, so it's pretty hard to demonstrate that without having to pick it up because unfortunately, I can't do screen sharing because we lock screen sharing, so I have to have a camera looking at it. So I'm not going to go like this and oh look at this. So I did a video to show it, but it's a pretty cool app. I think it works really well for some points. Because some of the folks that were in one of the calls, I've done 2 now, third one's tomorrow. It wasn't accurate. So, which was kind of interesting. So, but I wonder if the shortcut of Apple kind of help it along by launching it, making it a little easier. But a lot of photos stuff, but I'm not really dabbled into shortcuts enough. I should, and I know there's a lot of folks out there that use the shortcuts all the time. Jeff, do you use shortcuts a lot?
That was another rhetorical question, right?
It was, because I knew you do.
I do. A lot of my shortcuts, almost all of my shortcuts are driven by necessity. Like I have a pain point that I really need to address. Oh, well, let's automate it with shortcuts. But then also places where I can automate workflow. It's I use it a lot for things that aren't exciting, which to me is like the greatest thing for something like shortcuts. But I mean, you can do some really cool stuff with it. And if you get like really stuck, here's a crazy thing you can do.
I know.
Tell ChatGPT, hey, this is what I want to do in shortcuts, and let it help you build your shortcut.
Yep.
That might finally unlock it for me, Jeff. Thank you. It's been something I've been wanting to set up for forever, and I feel like by the time, whenever I sit down and think about it, I'm like, do I actually need any of that? Like, or am I fine? I can't sort of think about where to start. So that's actually a good tip. I will take that one.
Okay. Well, then, we're off to the races now. Okay, Katie.
Yeah, we are.
So
you're going to be. Keep going.
Here's the guideline that I work by for whether something should be automated. If I do it once, I've done it once. If I do it twice, okay, cool, I did it twice. If I do it 3 times, it needed to have been automated already.
Okay.
And then
I like that.
And then at that point, I start figuring out, how do I automate the thing? Because otherwise you're like, well, there's so many things I do. Where do I start? You know, just find that one pain point where you're doing the same thing over and over. Like in my case, which is what I was doing right before I locked up and disappeared, my audio started to fail on me again. My pain point was I have to do a terminal command. So instead of doing the whole process of launching terminal, type in a command, I turned it into a shortcut. So now I just run the shortcut and it resets all my audio.
Perfect. I
there
love
you
it.
Go.
Yep.
If you want to talk about this stuff, you know right where to find me.
Oh, I'm coming for you. December.
I
want
to sit in on that conversation because I gotta get in that conversation too. So I gotta get going on too. I've dabbled in them, but not as much as Jeff does. He turned me on the text expander. I've been using that for years. So, but I still don't have the stuff that he does. I need to.
Yeah,
look at that too.
The stuff that's super crazy, you know, like 50-step shortcuts.
Text expander.
But the stuff that I've done in text expander is more involved than what I've done in shortcuts. But a simple shortcut can save you tons of time.
It can, just like ChatGPT. I've done it.
Also, the errors that happen when you do the same thing over and over go away.
That is a very good point. Yep.
They do. Marty, have you dabbled in shortcuts at all?
You know, every time we get to talk about shortcuts, I get real excited about them, and then I put one together, and then I promptly forget that it's there.
That's me.
My problem is memory and the use of it when it comes to shortcuts. I do like the idea of, now you've got me inspired to play around with ChatGPT and creating shortcuts that would be more meaningful for what my workflow is going to be. Because I kind of have to either go with prepackaged ones or I have to figure out the programming myself and then promptly forget about it. So yeah.
You've become quite the ChatGPT master, I must say. So I
use Text Expander for prompt engineering. So all of the prompts that I have in Text Expander, because I will go to them over and over again to create projects, and I want to have to copy and paste. So I just use that to start the generative stuff. So there's another shout out for Text Expander.
We should talk, Marty, because I can probably show you how to automate the stuff you've already done in Text Expander so that you can use it more efficiently.
I think we have 2 classes set for you with Jeff.
Jill's face just went, what?
Well, I was wondering why you don't make GPTs and avoid the text expander altogether.
Oh, because you have your database of everything that you want to do
stored locally,
and it's all stored, and then you can just go refine that, and then you can take the next step. Like, oh, well, let's say that I always do the same sort of search or query, but it involves these various different things, but not always the same ones. but it's always going to come together the same way. Okay, so now you build a snippet that takes all those other parts and puts it together so you can pick and choose what you want, and you type one command, and then you just go click, click, choose pop-up menu, type in the one parameter here, click a button, and you've created like a 3-paragraph query from the stuff you need to do on a regular basis. That's why you do it.
Mm-hmm. That's why I do it. I guess I do that in Paste. A set app called Paste.
Yeah. Okay.
Been doing something similar, I guess, to that. So
anyway. And you could use text blaze, A-text. I mean, whatever.
We love tech. We love setup. We love setup. They're all kinds of good apps. Anybody else want to add anything before we move on?
I was going to say, my whole bird's life is controlled with shortcuts. I learned shortcuts building so that his music turns on, his lights, sunrise, play different like classical music in the morning, and then it goes to 80s pop, and then it sunsets him to bedtime. And I learned how to do shortcuts for my bird. But now I have shortcuts for recording here, and I'm part of a community by a guy named Stephen Robles, and he turned me on to this idea of you tell ChatGPT what you ate as a food log. It dices it up into how much protein, fiber, all the stuff. And then the shortcut takes all that and puts it into your health app. And so I'm getting better, but I'm learning. And I got the Joe Kissel book.
Yeah, Joe's the best. Take Control books. Got all kinds of plugs going on here today.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and move on here. Real quick, this is a quick just a discussion here about the iPhone 17 Pro. It did lose a key camera app feature that the 16 Pro had. And I think we've talked about this before, but I just want to make sure to remind people this. iPhone 17 Pro has had a much improved camera experience over the prior models like the 16 Pro. But Apple, in a support document, confirms that one previous camera app has been removed. The night mode photos are no longer available in portrait mode, which is kind of crazy. So Apple, of course, upgrades things every year, and they offer multiple different ways to do things. But this is true, and I completely forgot about this. But then just reminded me, I don't use night mode that often. At least I haven't, especially in portrait mode. But Eric, since you being the resident photographer, you have the 17, I believe. Do you miss this?
No, because I didn't upgrade. I got the case for the 17, and then I never upgraded. And
so you're still on the 16.
So I'm still on the 16, so I still have this. Now, that being said, I hardly ever use portrait mode.
There you go.
But the only times I use it is at night, where I want night mode.
Oh no!
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because it's, you're together with a group of people or some activity around a table, and you need portrait mode to get the whole long table, and it's dark. It's the perfect place for it. So I am now willing to wait for the next camera.
Another year. Hopefully, it comes on the 18 or whatever it'll be called.
So is it possible? Is it possible that the cameras and the software driving the cameras have gotten better in the 17, where it doesn't need to have a designated night mode, that it's able to through the optics?
Good point.
Good question.
Do it, and so Eric, you're gonna have to buy a second phone.
Yeah.
A 17 Pro Max,
right?
To find out and then compare.
No, we're looking forward to your report next week.
Yes.
So when Joe goes out to the cornfield to take pictures of auroras, and I'm standing there, and I use night mode to keep the aperture open for longer so I get a better aurora picture, and I'm like, oh no. So I'm not pleased by that.
Well, it says portrait mode. Do you use portrait mode?
Works.
I use both.
Oh, so you use portrait mode for that too?
Yeah, I do both. It just depends on the shot and
okay.
Yeah.
I was slow.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to try it out. We got an aurora going on tonight, but I think it's cloudy. But
I bet it'll work just fine as long as you don't try and use the portrait mode feature.
Yeah, but I do both. I mean, it depends on the object. How it is in the sky. I take a picture.
Yeah, I can see where that would be a problem.
I got both.
Yeah. Katie, did you want to add something?
No, No, I'm learning lots.
Okay.
Well, that's because she's on the iPhone 3. So, I mean,
I'm on the iPhone 3.
No.
Wow.
She has a free GS.
That's bad.
Oh.
If you didn't know us behind me, Katie, I've got about the evolution of iPhone. That's every iPhone that's ever been made on a poster behind me here.
I love it. My son was trying to figure out that my dad gave my 14-year-old who is super mechanically he's like a mini mechanical engineer, gave him an old iPhone 4, and he was but in like flawless condition, because my dad keeps everything like perfect, and so he was like, I'm gonna get it to work. I'm like, I don't know. I think that one is
cellular service might be tough.
So he's been very focused. So we definitely have a 4 in the house, but I'm not using it.
That's okay. I had one of those, and I go through the whole list.
Reach it from right here.
I know, no, but can you reach it? Yeah.
Yeah, I have a 4S and it's on the bookcase over there.
So that was great fun. All right. So let's go on and move on to the news this week. iFixit. I just actually bought a new toolkit. Surprise. I needed a new toolkit and just getting tired of the really old crappy one that doesn't magnetically hold the bits anymore. So I bought a new one. But they did come up with they launched a FixBot AI repair helper with free and paid versions. They launched this AI repair assistant known as FixBot. The company says that it will make it faster and easier than ever before to figure out what's wrong and how to fix it. There's both free and paid versions, although the feature list suggests that the free option is very limited. Surprise. The subscription tier is free for a limited time, so you can try it out. That's great. Of course, we know iFixit. I think those guys are awesome. That's a great website. They do teardowns. They really get into the I would cringe anytime you disassemble an iPhone 6, 17 Pro Max, and oh my god, I'd be surprised they can get the thing back together once they do it. So you can figure out what's wrong. You can speak and write the problem in the FixBot. It'll go take it from there. It goes through all their schematics and all their different guides and such. And I think it's something to check out. What do you guys think? I think this is pretty cool. If you like fixing your stuff.
I don't want to fix my iPhone stuff, but I want it to be possible.
Well, anything.
Right.
The right to repair.
Yeah, right. I mean, you bought a thing for $2,000. You have the right to crack it open and try to fix it, without them getting... It's what turned me off to Apple with the Apple IIc ages ago. And I'm glad that this kind of thing exists, even though I'll never do it and I'll never ever try it.
Fun to check it out. I've been the sunset of doing that stuff anymore. I don't even take laptops apart. I used to in the past at work, but let me pay for it. Let you do it. It's switch, replacing motherboards and doing all that fun stuff. That's long in the past for me. So, anybody else, anything else to add on that?
That's why you have Apple Care Plus, where somebody else can spend the hours who are better equipped and not reading directions to figure it out. To open it up. So you look at the cost benefit of having Apple Care Plus versus doing the work yourself, paying into their system to be able to get the cool videos to show you how to do it. And you got to figure out, where do you want to put your time and money?
Yep, for sure.
I always really appreciate these guides, especially for older devices that are still useful, because a lot of times it will tell you what are the parts that are likely to fail. So if you are trying to revive something, you can quickly check to see if whatever that part is still works, to determine whether it's worth trying to do anything with it or not. And the diagrams are nice, and the layout and the labels are really nice. So I'm just glad they're still doing it.
Yeah, me too. All right, couple stories here before we wrap up, and all of them are Apple TV themed. I think of those Apple TV great shows that they have here. Apple TV did reveal a first look at Margot's Got Money Troubles, starring Elle Fanning, Michelle Pfeiffer, Nicole Kidman, Nick Offerman, and hails from multi-Emmy Award winner David E. Kelley. It's a series based on the A20. It's from A24, based on the best-selling novel of the same name, and it will premiere on April 15th in 2026. looks like a kind of a cool show. They did have a sneak peek at it, and you can highly anticipate this show. And I'm telling you, all the shows that have been being released on Apple TV has just been absolutely amazing. I got to get used to saying Apple TV, not Apple TV Plus. But they've got some amazing stuff here, and that's something to check out. Definitely think worth the view here. Hopefully, it's get some good reviews, and we can check it out. Anybody think they're going to check it out? They should.
I do think I will.
Yeah. Let's see, and then Apple did its acclaimed feature F1, the movie I really enjoyed. I don't know if anybody here, I'm assuming most of you saw that, maybe not. And then their hit series Severance, Pluribus, Slow Horses, The Studio, and The Morning Show all landed top nominations at the 83rd annual Golden Globes Awards. So they got the total of 14 nominations across 6 titles. It's going to be in categories including cinematic and box office achievement, alongside best original score for the acclaimed film F1. That was a good. There was good music in that movie for sure. And Slow Horses, which is a great show. Severance, I gotta get caught up in Severance. I still haven't seen the season 3 yet. It's got low and you'll go on that. The Studio, which was absolutely hilarious and amazing. That was a great show. I even love Platonic, which they did renew for third season. I don't have that here, but I've been watching that. I've been with Rose Byrne and I'm having a brain cramp. Josh Rogan. Yes. And it's definitely cool to see
Seth
that these
Rogen.
awards are popping. Seth Rogen, excuse me. Thank you. Had a brain cramp there.
It's okay.
So,
my brain had the answer, and then I had a mouth cramp apparently because it wouldn't
Yeah.
I had a buffer issue.
Yeah, you do. So anybody see? Katie, did you see the F1 movie? I thought it was awesome.
I have not
did
seen
you not?
F1. I am unsurprisingly way behind on all this stuff, but I'm halfway through Severance, which people have been bothering me to watch for a very long time, and I am thoroughly enjoying that one.
Yeah.
So slowly working my way through that one.
The Platonic is supposed to one to definitely check out as well. And I finished the Morning Show, the 4th season. It actually was pretty good this year.
People love that one, and I've heard that's probably next on my list after Severance.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think you should check out Pluribus.
Yeah,
Yes.
Pluribus is good too.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
glad to
Horses and the
see
Studio,
I'm glad to see a couple of first season shows on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a good
You know, instead of seeing Severance over and over again and Slow Horses and all of that stuff, they've been through and Morning Show. They've been through so many seasons, but to see things like Murderbot and Pluribus, and the nominations that they have in that category, in those categories, make sense for the quality of the show.
Yep. So then F1 the movie actually is going to be released on Apple TV if you're a subscriber on December 12th. So you don't have to be stupid like me and buy it.
Too late.
Should have waited.
Too late. I'm stupid like you.
I am waiting.
Yeah,
I'm
we
waiting
both did.
on that.
We were hoping it was going to be immersive. It wasn't. So.
Yeah.
You're like, come on.
They had they did some trailers and stuff that were, but not that. But anyway.
I am nearly done binge watching Slow Horses, which is really fantastic, and Pluribus I'm absolutely obsessed with.
That's good to hear.
I love
Yeah,
Slow
so-
Horses.
And another press release here, just talking about some of the other shows we mentioned, the Critics' Choice Awards. So it's just all kinds of great Apple TV shows and movies are getting good nominations, and continues to continue to evolve. So and that is what we have for this week. Anybody want to add anything else to the Apple TV that you've been enjoying that we haven't mentioned? I know we're waiting for when is Star Trek the Starfleet Academy that's coming out
Starfleet
soon, right?
Academy. That's what,
In
January
January.
16th?
Yeah.
Isn't the that comedian now, I can't think of his name, the travel adventure show, that's on Apple as well?
Eugene Levy.
Yeah, Eugene Levy's.
Oh,
I think
I love him.
is that Apple?
Yeah.
Fantastic
on Apple
show.
TV.
Yeah, it's on Apple TV. Yeah.
The Reluctant Traveler.
I think so.
Is that right?
That sounds right anyway. Yeah. He got some really good destinations too.
And he doesn't like it. I mean, you get a lot of travel people who are really into travel, and you could tell this is all a stretch for him.
Yeah.
But the people
Yeah, not
are
like Michael Palin's.
Yes. Yeah, that was also very good, but not on Apple TV.
Yeah. So, all right. Sadly, the show has come to a close. We had just an amazingly fun time this week. And before we go, I want to make sure I get everybody to tell me where we can find them. And I'm going to start with Katie. Katie, thanks so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed it. We enjoyed having you. Where can people find you?
Oh my gosh, it was such a pleasure. Thank you so much for letting me take all my mental notes. I'm going to be following up with everyone for all my learnings on the other side of this.
Can't wait.
If you can find me on all of the Ecamm channels, that's ECAMM. And then I do my own Just for Fun podcast where we review movies from the 80s and 90s. That's called the VHS Club Podcast. And you can watch those episodes live on YouTube on Thursday nights or listen and watch wherever you'd like.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for being here. And I'm going to have to squeeze you in next time because we usually record Thursday nights. So it was so awesome. I was able to do this. So maybe I'll start at a half hour or hour earlier. So you
that'd be great. I'd love that.
I would do that. So thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Let's start with Jeff Gamet. Thank you, Jeff, for being here. Where can people find you?
Well, thanks for once again putting up with me. So I'm Jay Gamet on the social medias, most active right now on Mastodon and PixelFed and Blue Sky. Although since it's December and I'm doing my Lego Advent calendar, I'm posting that on Instagram as well. And then for shows, Tuesdays on Chuck Joyner's Mac Voices Live here on In Touch with iOS on Thursdays. The Big Show and the Mac Show on the British Tech Network. Brian Chaffin and I do the Context Machine, and Patrice Brendamore and I do Retro Rewatch.
Thank you so much, Jeff, for being here. And Eric Bolden, thank you for being here. Always a pleasure having you with your awesome photos of those birds. They're so beautiful. Where can people find you?
I can be found on Mastodon at eabolden@mas.to. Otherwise, Monday nights on Vision Profiles, covering all the Vision OS stuff. And let's see, Tuesdays on Mac Voices Live with Mac OS News. And then, of course, here on In Touch with iOS, really rounding out all of the OSs and the rest of the news on Thursdays.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And Marty Jencius, always a pleasure having you here. You're always great to have here. Where can people find you?
Thanks for having me. It's always fun. It's usually at the end of my work week, and it's great to be able to be part of this. You can find me at Jencius, Jencius, either on Mastodon or on Blue Sky. You can find all the projects that I do at the podtalk.net website, including a lot of podcasts, Vision Profiles on Monday night with Dave and with Eric. And then on Wednesdays, immediately following this show, I'm going to do the Old Mac Gang with a group of guys 65 and older talking about technology and then some occasional ones. I'm do Circular Firing Squad every once in a while, Gear Up and Go with my son about tech travel that we do, the Tech Savvy Professor, and then AI Productivity Workflow, and one I'm going to hold Katie to called Fade to Chat, movies from the 30s, 40s, and 50s and 60s. She put me up to doing it at the last Macstock, and we're 8 episodes in. And she also promised that she'd do a crossover on the show, that we do a crossover at some point. All of these are done with Ecamm, and started them and have been doing them with Ecamm. So I appreciate the platform and the work that goes into it.
I love that, Marty. I'm so excited. Yes, I'm in.
Okay.
Yes. Fun. And last but certainly not least, Jill McKinley. I'm so glad that you were here this week. Where can people find you?
Well, you can find me at jillfromthenorthwoods.com. That's where all my social media and everywhere you can contact me. I have a podcast every day of the week, and it's on YouTube as well. I also record in Ecamm, which was what got started at Macstock. And I got challenged to do a live show. Doc said I had to do a live show and I had to do shorts. Well, I haven't done the shorts yet, but I have done the live show on Sundays. and have tried that out as well. So it's always funny because I hit the button and I'm like staring at it like, is it on? Is it on? Is it on?
I love that.
Getting better at
it's
it.
on.
I love it.
But thank you, Jill, for being here. I will too mention that I'm thrilled to be using Ecamm, and you guys have been just great support. I still use Zoom as a backup recording. I think it's smart to do that. That's even better now because I would used to use Audio Hijack to record the audio, and now I don't have to do that anymore because it just works. So you guys have just been great and knocked it out of the park with this product. So it's awesome to be able to use it, and we got more to do here. So, but let's go ahead, and then that's a wrap for this week. You can send your comments, questions, suggestions to our email address, which is feedback@intouchwithios.com. You can follow us on Blue Sky Mastodon at In Touch with iOS. Support the show by buying me a coffee at intouchwithios.com/coffee. We'd really appreciate it. You can become the Patreon of the show by going to patreon.com/In Touch with iOS. We have 2 tiers available to support the show. I'd really appreciate it. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe and notify you when we're recording and live streaming, which is usually on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/In Touch with iOS. We had a lot of great folks here this week in the chat. You can join us live. We'd love to have you. And you can catch the current and past live streams as well as listen to past shows. You can subscribe to the show in your favorite podcatcher, including Apple Pocket Casts, Apple Podcasts, Overcast, many others. But better yet, just go to our website, which is intouchwithios.com, where all the links to all the ways to listen to us are there. I'm Dave Ginsburg, and you can find me on Vision Profiles on Monday nights with Marty and Eric. We have a blast there. Mac Voices Live with Chuck Joyner. Katie, you have to come on Mac Voices Live. You want to join us. That's Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern. Come join us. Well, I'll make sure you get an invite. And on Thursday, that's usually here. And then Fridays, I do the Mac Show on the British Tech Network with Marty and Patrice and Jeff and Chuck.
Of course, you're always welcome there, too.
You are welcome there on Friday mornings. Yes, that's on the British Tech Network. So you've got some new podcast friends to come join, including here. Yeah. So you can find me there as well. And then, of course, on social media, usually I'm using Blue Sky, Mastodon at DayG65. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed the show. We enjoyed doing it. And we'll talk again soon.